Hi YouTube, this is Bonnie with Old Soul Mermaid with an unboxing and first impressions of the Vindur Deck by Leah Pantea. And this is a Kickstarter deck, and I just received it in the mail yesterday, and I've been chomping at the bit to open it up. So let's get right to it. I did already cut the box, so you don't have to watch me fumble through that. But I have not even opened it, and we are going to go through the contents of this box together and the deck, and I'm so excited. So, and I'm not even sure, I can't even remember everything that Kickstarter backers got, you know, the little extras, little extra rewards. So it looks like I got a death card postcard. Very cool. Very, very cool. And with her social media information. But this would be an awfully nice altar card. Might even find a small frame for this. So very cool. And a sticker. Awesome. Decorate one of my journals that I plan on using this year. Wonderful. And now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Move the box aside, and you see it's very well packed in bubble wrap. And yes, I remember the deck comes with a canvas or linen bag. So let me poke a hole in this. Let's just cut through it, because I believe in recycling bubble wrap. All right, so it comes mailed inside the canvas bag, so everything is intact. The book, I feel, is in here, and the deck itself. I think she hand stamped these all herself. I think she bought the bags separately. I could be mistaken, and if you know better information, please put it down in the comments. But I think she did end up stamping it, and then there's the back right there, the Vindur Deck, Leah Pantea. All right, so let's get this puppy opened up. It has a drawstring just on one side. There's the deck, and it's also shrink wrapped. And here is the beautiful book. So let's take a quick look at the book. It says edited by Brianne Katie Kirby. And it says there's a V1, so this is volume 1. I assume maybe there's going to be a Vindur Deck 2. And there's an introduction, and she talks about the journey of the deck, ways to use the guidebook, get to know your deck. There's no table of contents in here. It just goes straight into the meanings of the major arcana, minor arcana, wands, fire, cups, water, talks about the elements. A little bit on the court cards and reading with reversals. And I like this. One of my goals in 2020 is to start maybe learning to read reversals, or start working with them and see how I like it. So she has weakened, inverted, negative, delayed messages. Pulling cards, single card draw, 3 cards spread, Eden Gray's Celtic Cross, and she says this spread is quite popular among readers as it expands thoroughly on a seeker's question. There are many variations on the Celtic Cross, so if this spread doesn't fit you quite right, explore into other spreads. And she goes over how to do the Celtic Cross. She goes over a little bit on numerology. Very cool. Zodiac associations. and what cards they're affiliated with. Very cool. And then right into the deck. And it looks like she has a keyword or a phrase. And then the meaning of the card. And it's illustrated, not color, but it has an illustration of the card. So if you like to read your books in bed without your cards spilling all over the place, this is great. Looks like there's a couple of paragraphs. Yeah, this is very, very cool. Some people don't tend to look at the guidebooks. I like to look at the guidebooks, especially in a deck like this. I like to get the creator's interpretation, because this is not, I believe it's probably, I want to say it's a little bit of Thoth and some RWS mixed together. But yes, I'm going to dive into it. I mean, it's not a super thick guidebook, but I'm really interested to see her interpretations of the cards. And then here it goes into the suits and a little less information, but that's usually the case. Anything at the end. So you get about 100, the last page is how to connect with her. So about 102 pages of content. Very nice, minimalistic design. The book has a rose petal finish. It is just luscious. I think you would need to definitely wash your hands before you handle this book. All right, so let's get into the deck, and we are going to open this shrink wrap. It's in a nice 2-piece box. Does not have the thumb cutouts, which I love with 2-piece boxes. But you know what? It seems like it's not too slidey, you know, but it's not too like, oh my gosh, I can't open this darn box. So we've got these nice designs. That's the back of the box. Nice and sturdy. Are there any, well, the inside is a nice bright yellow, which I believe the deck is edged in yellow. And it is. So that's a nice little color pop. And here we go. The cards will be also shrink wrapped, which that is very nice. And let's see if I can snip without ruining. Very, very excited. Now this is a deck that is totally out of my wheelhouse. I saw it on Kickstarter and I was intrigued. It's not the typical artwork that I would go for. Very modern, very stark, very just totally minimalistic. But I said I need to branch out. I need different ways of seeing things. I need different cards for different querents, for situations, and just so that I can grow and not stick with the same old. Because I do know I have certain decks that are just super simple for me to connect with, to read with, and so I want to grow. I want to find some cards that require me to work and expand my intuition a little bit. So nice, gorgeous. Do you see it's a matte yellow edging? That's the back of the cards. And let's take a look. It is, yes, very matte, like a rose petal finish, similar to the book. So it is gorgeous. It is standard tarot size. I would say similar to a regular RWS deck. So not too large, not too small, kind of just right for my very small hands. So here we go. We start with the Fool. A couple little birdies here. I know that she created this deck so it wouldn't be, let me get in a little bit closer, I think that would help. So it would be a deck for the times, that it wouldn't become, you know, obsolete with the illustrations or too dated. You know, we have our favorites like the Morgan Greer, the RWS, the Antiquarian, the Cosmic Tarot. Some of those, they've stood the test of time, but they do have, I mean, some of the illustrations, they're a little bit dated. And there's no gender on these cards, on the human figures in the deck. All very, very neutral. So I'm very interested to see how this reads. And I just noticed that there's a nice little line. Do you see the line right there? Also that continues along the deck, which is just the stripe. Very cool. Okay, so the Magician. The High Priestess. Oh, this Empress is beautiful. They're sticking a little bit together, but that's just because they're new. Beautiful. Just a few colors in this deck from the cards that I've seen. The Emperor. And that's okay, because I've gotten some decks recently that are, you know, full color, very colorful, full of pop. And this is a nice alternative, nice change. Chiron instead of the Hierophant. Very interesting. But I kind of love it. The Hierophant is very, very... sometimes it's one of those trigger cards with me because of my conservative religious background. The Lovers. And see how this is beautiful. Neutral looking figures, but I would say she looks a little bit more feminine, and I would only say that because of the color on her lips, but it can be taken either way. The Chariot. My goodness. Strength. The Hermit. He's drawing inward. Opening himself up. Turning inward. I'm gonna just take a peek at the book really quick here. I'm interested to see what it says about the Hermit. And as the keywords, it says the great why. On shaky legs, the Fool feels the cool air of dust surround them. They are proud of what they have overcome and are thankful for the first time in a while they are alone to enjoy their own company. The sky darkens and the Fool nestles into themselves, reflecting on their journey. So this reflects the Fool. Thus far, they have felt blindly pulled by a sense of destiny, and it is only now, in the stillness and solitude of night, that they have the spaciousness and experience to deeply ask themselves why they do what they do and where their life will lead. Now is the time to pull yourself away from people, time-consuming projects, or distractions to allow yourself the breathing room to get to know and nurture the inner you. This is a time for deep self-love, self-reflection, and patiently exploring the depths of your purpose. The movement on the outside may seem minor in this season, but the movements on the inside are carving new landscapes. Oh my gosh, I love this. I love this writing and this interpretation of this card. Oh my gosh. This is a hit so far. Beautiful Wheel of Fortune card. I can tell you right now, I'm so glad I decided to go for this deck. Justice. The Hanged. Not the Hanged Man or the Hanged Woman. It is just the Hanged. Love it. This beautiful, beautiful death card. It reminds me of something in something that Black and the Moon would do with Claire Goodchild would do with her decks. Kind of along that same vein. Temperance. And these are sticking together a little bit. The Shadow. I love this. I love that she's renaming some of the cards. So I believe the Shadow would be that, yeah, the Devil. Take place of the Devil. The Tower. The Star. This is beautiful. Could be a Temperance card as well. The Moon. And some phases of the Moon. This is gorgeous. Oh, I wish, I don't know if there was a print that you could buy of this, but I wish I would have. The Sun. The sunflowers. I love this. There's joy and glorious, just abandon. Joyful abandon in this card. Judgment. This is an interesting depiction of judgment. I can't wait to read what she says in the book. The World. Seems to be that we have this figure maybe in a womb. I don't know. That's just what I saw at first glance. I'd have to sit with it more and also look at the guidebook. So now we go into the Aces. The Ace of Cups. So she has them numbered and she doesn't have, it looks like she's not going to have the minors labeled. So we've got the Two of Cups, the Three of Cups, the Four. So this is like a pip deck. Again, something I don't gravitate towards naturally. I like scenery. I like people, but there has been a couple of other decks that are more pippish that I have bought, and they're going to show up in my video for my top decks, tarot decks of 2019. So look out for that. But there is a hand in the 5. So there is a little bit of imagery here. The 6 of Cups. I like this. The 7. So there is a little bit of a scene, a little bit. It's not totally just, you know, stark pips. 8 of Cups. The 9 of Cups. The 10. I like how there's a kind of a blue unfinished rainbow. Usually there is a rainbow in the 10 of Cups depicted in lots of decks. Excuse me. The Page of Cups. Oh, this is beautiful. And this figure actually has some hair on them. And so does this one, the Knight of Cups. Beautiful. And it seems like the suit of cups is all blue and whites, a little bit of gray. Queen of Cups. And the King. All right, so now we're going into the Pentacles. So that's the Ace. The Two, a very traditional image right here. The Three of Pentacles. The Four. The Five with the traditional kind of stained glass church window, but there's cracks in it. I love that. The Six of Pentacles. Sharing or receiving. Could be either one. The Seven of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles. The Nine. Oh, wow. Gorgeous maze. The Ten of Pentacles. And I can't wait to read what she has to say in the book with this. Page of Pentacles. I'll give you, that was too fast. Knight of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles. So it looks like the figures in the court cards do have a little bit of hair, and you can maybe designate a gender to them. Okay, now the suit of swords. So this is all going to be, well, the suit of Pentacles was this grayish green and white. So now we've got the swords. It looks like it's going to be shades of gold, yellow against the white. Two of Swords. Generally there's a female in this, but this looks more like a male, which is cool. It's good to have something different to break out of a mold. The Three of Swords. Not typical. There's no heart here, so a lot of people will be happy with that. The Four of Swords. The Battle Helmet. So kind of traditional, a nod to the traditional RWS. The Five of Swords also. Six of Swords. I'd like to read the interpretation. The Seven of Swords. The Eight of Swords. The Nine of Swords. The Ten of Swords. I really like this. The Page of Swords. Very powerful image. The Knight of Swords. Okay, yeah. He can't even stop. He can't bother to stop. He's on his way. He's on his mission. Love this. Very different. I don't think I've seen this kind of a depiction for the Knight of Swords. And I'm digging it. The Queen of Swords. Very powerful figure. The King of Swords, very thoughtful. And now we go into the Wands, and it looks like this will be shades of pink, pinkish red with against the white, so that's the Ace. The Two of Wands. I like how they kind of have a traditional fool's hobo bag attached to one of the wands. I like that. The Three of Wands. The Four of Wands. The Five of Wands. The Six of Wands. The Seven of Wands. The Eight. So this one is fairly traditional, but they're kind of bended. They're kind of, I don't know, going over the earth, fast motion. And you can see how they're changing shape by the speed from the inertia. Maybe they're causing the earth to turn. Love that. The Nine of Wands. The Ten of Wands. Oh, you do see somebody's feet. Can you see that up close? Somebody's feet, and they've just got all this toppled on top of them that you can't see them other than their feet and part of their legs sticking out. And that's how it feels sometimes. I love this. The Page of Wands. The cardstock feels wonderful, you guys. Oops. The Knight of Wands. Looks like a modern dancer to me. In creative pursuit of perfection. It's always the plight of the dancer. I love the lines too. I'm just looking at this as a former dancer I see this totally as a dancer striving for perfection in her lines. And that's just what I get at first glance. I will be reading the book. The Queen of Wands, and she's got a lion with her. A lion, a sunflower. I love the lion's look up to the heavens. Beautiful. And last but not least, the King of Wands. Interesting, he's got the man bun. The posture is a little I don't know about that pose, but it is very interesting, at the very least thought-provoking. I will be consulting the book, but he is a little bit more modern. So, I will say with this deck, and it's a nice chunky deck, this cardstock feels similar, maybe not quite as thick as the Indie Lightseers Tarot, Muse Tarot, or maybe it's very similar. I should have got, I didn't know quite what to expect with the cardstock, so I should have grabbed one of those to compare, but I would say it's very similar to the Muse and the Lightseers Tarot, if not the same. Very, very similar. Let's just kind of take a shuffle here. It's a little bit sticky. It's going to be a little bit hard to break up. And I'm not really a good riffle shuffler, but let's see how how they riffle shuffle. I can get my hands around them, so that's a plus. Oh my gosh, I can't bend them. They are very, very stiff. They will need some working into. If you're a riffle shuffler, they might corner shuffle better. Or even if you're a side shuffler, that might be the way to go, because I couldn't bend them. So yes, they are definitely like, well, and I have very small hands, so maybe somebody with stronger, bigger hands can bend these, but I could not bend them very easily in the traditional riffle shuffle. I'm mostly an overhand shuffler, and these are, right now, they're a little bit, they cling to each other. I might have to get some fanning powder, but the cardstock is beautiful. It's my favorite cardstock, okay? The Lightseer's the Muse. It is among my favorite cardstock. I also like when cards are in a linen finish, similar to a bicycle playing card deck, with the black core inside, because they snap back into shape and you can shuffle so easily. And I have a few decks like that. So those two, I would say, are my favorite cardstock. Not really crazy about Llewellyn cardstock and some others, but this deck is something I am thoroughly going to enjoy. It's going to be one of my top decks that I'll be working with in 2020. Let's just, you know what? Let's just pick a card and read the meaning for one more card. Let's the Six of Cups. Okay, let's find the Six of Cups. I read a major, the meaning of a major for the Hermit, so this is good. Six of Cups. Sweet nostalgia are the keywords. As water haltingly drags themselves out of the depths of the Five of Cups, they find themselves fondly remembering the sweet moments and relationships of their youth. In these recollections, water relives feelings of safety and security that soothes their damaged spirit, revitalizing the sanctuary of emotional stability they had in the past. It's entirely understandable that you may want to relive cherished memories when you are trying to heal. Enjoy them, reenact them, and pull much needed comfort from them. But remember, indulging on living in the past could slow or even stop your progress forward. Keep your mind sharp and don't allow your memory to distort your present and motivation for the future. Oh, I love this. All right, so far, first impressions, unboxing, Vindur Deck by Leah Pantea is a hit. And oh, look, I'm back at the Fool, right back at the beginning. So, if you found, I don't know if she has this now for pre-order or on sale on the website. I'm going to research that for you guys before I post this, upload this on YouTube. I will do my research. If I can find the link, I will list it in the description box. And it's just a wonderful deck. I am a new channel, so I would really appreciate your support. If I helped you make a decision on this deck, whether to try to buy it or nudged you in the other direction, like, not for me, please subscribe, please like. I want to hear your comments, what you liked, what you didn't like. If you have the deck already, tell me if you're working with it already. Tell me what kind of readings you're getting. I haven't tried to read with it. As you can see, I tore the package open and right in front of you. So I'm very, very curious. Please let me know your feelings. And yeah, so until next time, I hope that you have a wonderful, awesome, beautiful, glorious day and things go your way. Everything's coming up roses for you. All right, so until next time, this is Old Soul Mermaid checking out. So see you soon.